Paul plays so fast, the only way he could play faster is to put picks on the end of a drill. So he did. We'd like to know if you would like Mr.Big to endorse Makita Power Tools. And they said, yes, how much?
Who did the drill first, Eddie Van Halen or Paul Gilbert?
Yeah, he was playing a solo with the drill. And what he meant to do was hold his hand up like this, like to the audience so that you could hear them cheer or something, but he still had the drill in his hand. Right on.
This is crazy. Let's see. Oh, here we go. 2-page ad. Drills to the head.
Yeah.
Look at this photo shoot, huh? You remember that?
Oh, great. Yeah.
Bring back memories.
Did I tell you the story behind our endorsement deal with
the drill
Makita?
company? No.
Oh, so I'll try to make it concise, but we did the drills. We didn't use the corded drills. We used for the photo shoot, we didn't have them, so somebody brought those along. But Paul, when he was on Racer X, I think his singer, Jeff Martin, said that as a joke, he said, Paul plays so fast, the only way he could play faster is to put picks on the end of a drill. So he did. Put picks on the end of a little wooden thing and turns out Paul's still faster than that anyway. For real, it's no joke, because he doesn't go that fast. But it was just a joke, and he did it. So when we were in the studio doing the Daddy Brother Love Little Boy song, we had an idea for the solo. Well, it's just a drill. Well, let's do it in harmony with a bass and guitar thing. Yeah. And at the time, I had bass pedals, so I could hold the low note down while I did the thing. And so we did it, and unknown to us, now the album's doing great, and we had a hit record. Now that unknown to us, our manager, God bless him, Herbie Herbert, one of the founding fathers of the music business, contacted the Makita Power Tool Company, and had them fly to San Francisco for a meeting, and explained to them what endorsements were, because they're a power tool company. Nobody endorses our product, you know. Right. And so they went on, had this big long meeting, and so in the end, Herbie had a lawyer and a translator with him. He told us the story. He goes, at the end, he goes, we'd like to know if you would like Mr.Big to endorse Makita Power Tools. And they said, yes, how much? And Herbie said, $1 million. And they said, yes. So it was a joke. It was a comedy. And so they were, for the tour after that, we had a big Makita Power Tool.
You are kidding.
Sort of guy. Absolutely true. Now, we didn't get $1 million in our pocket.
Right.
We got, I think, half of it that we split with the band pretty evenly. Or evenly, yeah. We all got an even share. And that's how my whole retirement, because I was broke as hell prior to that. So finally, I got some money. I'm putting that away. Don't ever touch it.
Came from Power Tools. Not from bass. Yeah. That's wild.
So great. And they were great to us. They're wonderful people, Makita. At the end of the deal, when the tour was over, they sent us a catalog and said, feel free to pick something out if you want. So Pat Torpey got some kind of a miter saw because he was doing crown molding at his house. Paul got his dad an electric screwdriver. I don't know what Eric got. But I saw at the end of the catalog, there was a generator. And I thought, that's kind of pushy of me to ask. It's got to be expensive. So I said, can I get the generators? Oh, sure. What's that? So months go by and there's no generators. And they probably said, the hell with them. And then sure enough, the giant crate shows up on a truck. And there it is, a Makita generator. So I had it in my garage, still in the crate in 1994 when the Northridge Earthquake hit. Oh! My buddy who lived in my building with me, this pitch black, we're running around getting all the hot water heaters turned off, panic, shit's flying and shaking, and a complete end of the world scenario, pitch black everywhere. And so, hey, I got a generator in my garage. You're kidding? So we dragged it out, pulled it out of the thing, siphoned gas out of his gas tank, filled the thing up. First pull, we had power. So the satellite map of LA that was black for the earthquake, there was one little spot in Sherman Oaks, a little light on there, and that was our Makita, sorry.
Dude, that's incredible. I'm blown away by that. I've never heard that before. And do you still have that drill?
I still got the original ones in the garage, yeah. Of course, the hoarder.
And it sounds like you use them daily when you're working on stuff.
I use them a lot.
Just the one that's seen like, thousands of shows and
Well, the
all around the
original
world.
drills, you'd pull a trigger and you let go to continue swinging, spinning, till it stopped. Now they got a new ones that have a choke on it, so it stopped.
Right.
They don't do the whining thing. So we had to use the original old ones, which contain these ancient old batteries. We had to have somebody go on Amazon and find an equivalent battery that would make the drill work again. So we still managed to get them.
Okay, well, you know what we're going to talk about too then about this, because this is something else. I actually seen articles, I think it was the Chicago Tribune or Chicago Times in 1990, probably around this time, I think it was literally trying to figure out who did the drill first, and the headline was Eddie Van Halen or Paul Gilbert.
Well, Ed just used it to make noise in the pickup. He didn't play with it.
Right.
And it was Paul because Paul did an Eraser X.
Hey everybody, just a quick reminder, if you'd like to show your support for this channel, and we'd love it if you would, make sure to check out our limited edition Masters of Shred merchandise at www.mastersofshred.com. You can snag an awesome shirt like this incredible Shred Class of '89 ADA Throwback Tribute, or plenty of other ones that you will not find anywhere else. So check that out, and while you're there, make sure to check out our incredible limited edition Tone Arts USA Super Halen amp. Only 50 will be available, and they are going quick. Now back to the show.
And it was Paul because Paul did an Eraser X.
Right.
Which was way before that.
That's what they're trying to figure out, because he pulled it out for Pound Cake around the same time, 91, for Unlawful Carnal Knowledge. And that was actually in the newspaper in Chicago.
And like you see in the comment, the letters, there was all kinds of vitriol and hatred of people. How dare you?
Yeah, who's the first? It's like they're using different ways. Who cares?
Confrontation. I know. And I love Ed, and I'm sure he would be the last person in the world to care about it anyway. But yeah, he just used the electric because I think he was using it to screw some pickups in, and then it made the noise through the pickups. And, hey, let's put that on the.
Yep, and his did the same thing too. So when as you know, when his let off, it would keep on winding down.
Exactly, same thing.
Right.
Yeah.
So yeah, you got to buy the older ones, huh? You get batteries for them. That's pretty awesome, dude. Wow. That's very cool.
And it was meant to be comedy.
Yes.
Hilarious.
So we wrote this article, and it is a great article. Got some hot licks videos about like Star Licks.
Ooh, I remember
yeah. Don't
that.
ask me where I got this, because you can't. Well, you can. I actually made this one, so keep a lookout. It's pretty awesome. We got Marty Friedman love in there, Vinnie Moore, Vivian Campbell, all that kind of good stuff. I put some asterisks here because I think there's such great stuff that you mentioned that was in this article, and like right here, we talk about the strangest experiences that had happened on tour, because Guitar World actually asked you, because it was a good song out there. Okay. Oh, here we go. This is a story about Paul Gilbert. And I would like to know if you can agree with this or disagree, because it ties in when we just talked about the drill.
Okay.
So Paul Gilbert goes, the strangest experience to make the greatest story is like when I got the electric drill caught in my hair on stage. And I thought...
In Atlanta at the Omni, opening for Rush.
There it is. There it is. That's what I heard. There it is.
We had a hit, so we're on the Rush tour. I think we had like 2 days off, so they flew us to Berlin to be on German television, which is a whole other story. We'll save it for another time. A mind-blowing story too. And so we flew back, and we had to go that night. Had to play, so we were destroyed. And plus, we've been touring our asses off all over the place. So Paul, he was playing a solo with the drill, and what he meant to do was hold his hand up like this, like to the audience, so that you could hear them cheer or something. But he still had the drill in his hand, so he went like this, and the drill hopelessly stuck, and he can't let go of the drill because it weighs enough to pull his hair out, and it's jammed in there and stopped, and his guitar's feeding back because he can't get to the volume control either. So I'm on side stage and I see this, so I run out. I go, Paul, get behind my amp! So I started the bass solo, okay, and I'm looking around, what's going on? So I see the crew in a big kerfluffle going on over there. So Paul explained later, he went over there to get it out of his hair, and somebody had a scissors. He goes, no, don't cut my hair. Just put it, and they had to put it in reverse. It's so loud, and the audience is going crazy loud, so I go, put it in reverse and hit the trigger. So it went whoop, back the other way. Now stuck completely. So finally they got the drill bit out of the chuck and pulled it and got it out. And we went on, so we laughed our ass off. So the next show we did, Rush, crew, we took the stage and there were power tools all over the stage. They had the circular saws, and because they carry around a lot of tools when you're doing a tour like that. But they laid all over the stage just to have a laugh at us. But
That is
true
great.
story, true story.
Oh my gosh, dude. I love that. Don't cut the hair. You don't mess with the hair.
No, not there.
Put it in reverse. Wow, that's incredible. So that did really happen. I love it. I love it. So you guys go in and talk about the album, and we're talking about GIT, and you actually, goes back right here actually. Guitar World asks, Paul, who's the scariest guitar player you've ever played with in a live situation? And he goes, I haven't played with that many guitarists, ... But you come in and you go, well, that guy who plays with you in Electric Fence is pretty cool, which is Russ Parrish,
yeah,
Satchel of
great
Steel
player.
Panther.
What a great player. He came in, I produced a young lady named Madame Mayhem, and we had him come and do a solo on one of her songs, one of her first records. Great player, rock solid player. And, I love the fact that he's doing what he does with, what is the name of the incarnation of that?
Oh, Steel Panther.
Yeah, Steel Panther, so great. It's just hilarious, but they're all really great players.
They really are.
Really
And the
good.
songs are composed really well.
Yeah.
You take the satire away from it, it's like they really know how to write music. It's really good,
Yeah, it's excellent. I met him. There was either an incarnation of that or another version of that playing at the Viper Room in L.A. after a NAMM show. And I remember, and the drummer had this wacky wig on, and I remember sitting there with a bunch of people go, what, is it me or is this drummer kicking ass? This guy's amazing. It was Ray Luzier. Oh, this was before I met him.
Ray was telling me that when he was on the scene, he was in disco tribute bands too.
Yeah.
He said, I did everything. And he told me he was in a band with Jakey Lee.
Yep.
I go, what? He goes, yeah, for a hot minute we were. And I think there were some issues why he got out of that band. I think it was something to do with payment, but don't hold me to it. We'll see. Lack of payment from Jake. We'll let that go for another day. But great stories from Ray. Ray's got to come on this show big time.
You got to have him.
He's a great dude too. So we go a little bit of that.
How do you pay tribute to one of the greatest guitarists from one of the greatest rock bands of all time?
Tone Arts USA proudly brings to you the ultimate addition to your shred den, the limited edition Super Halen 1x12 stack.
Draped in the pages of a vintage 1990 Van Halen comic book, the Super Halen is a showpiece that can rock like no other.
Handcrafted by Tone Arts master luthier Sam Hill, no two Super Halen amps are the same.
Each cabinet is scientifically crafted with the highest grade materials to give you that monstrous tone that will light up the sky. It's fully loaded with a 12-inch USA-made Green Beret speaker, a total upgrade from the Celestion G12M greenbacks that we've become so accustomed to.
Each cabinet is closed back just like Eddie's, but Tone Arts USA does offer an optional open back if your heart desires.
Visit www.mastersofshred.com now to reserve yours today before you can't get this stuff no more.
Megadeth Love in there. They just had put out Hangar 18 Holy Wars, Rust in Peace album. Very iconic. Thank you guys for tuning in, and stay tuned for more Pages in Time on Masters of Shred.